Teach, brother minister.
Like Paul, I boast in God. I don't boast in me because I'm nothing without God. But he made me. He made me as a helper to the man that he made. And he made me to stand with Elijah like Aaron stood with Moses as another prophet with Moses. Mr. Trump, you are written of in the scriptures in many places. I am too. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, once had a heart like a human being. And God took out of him the heart of a man and gave him the heart of a beast. See, Mr. Trump, when you were running for the office, you talked about going into Iraq and taking the oil. See, that's thug talk. That's the talk of a beast. See, beasts eat when they're hungry. They don't ask permission to kill their prey. That's their nature. So the Bible talks about 4 great beasts. See, brothers and sisters, you really need to understand what you've been preaching and what you've been reading and what you've been believing. Because the power is not in preaching. The power is in doing what you are preaching. Listen, listen. My dear brothers and sisters, we're at the end of it all. I know that the enemy wants me dead. I hear them on social media when my name is trending. They say, oh, Farrakhan must be dead. So they start tuning in and they hear me teaching. Damn it. That Negro ain't dead yet. Why don't somebody, listen, why don't somebody kill him? Well, you're somebody, aren't you? Why don't you try? These are master assassinators. And I have to say to my president, Mr. President, please be careful. Because you're upsetting a lot of people. You may win the election because the Democrats will at last put their hope in a billionaire because Mr. Biden can't handle it. What will you do if he gets a second term? What will you do? See? The hatred that's building for him because God allowed him to be president. Don't you think that God is interested in who sits in the White House that holds sway over his people that he has chosen to be his people? Let me just tie this up. See, all of us have made an agreement with hell. All of us have made a covenant with death. The pale horse of the revelation had a rider that was death, and hell followed closely behind. Everywhere the pale horse has ridden, death has come. Everywhere the white man has put his foot down on our planet, death and hell follow. Mr. Trump, please, you mentioned in some of your writings not to denigrate those who are under your leadership, but you have nicknames for everybody, and you've said some rough things to your generals. Please, Mr. President, this is a country that kills presidents. It'll be the worst mistake that anyone makes to try to kill the President of the United States. He has a work to do. That's right. Does he? What kind of work does God have for him to do? He's doing it. Isn't this the government that's been giving us hell ever since we've been in America? Come on and talk to me. Has the FBI been our friend? Well, has he attacked the FBI? Then shut up. They're getting what they deserve. Has the IRS been our friend or our enemy? Has he attacked the IRS? Has the intelligence of America been the friend of the poor? Who told Colin Powell to go before the United Nations and sell the lie that Iraq was making weapons of mass destruction? It was the intelligence community. They run presidents with intelligence books. So Trump has his own way of getting information. In every embassy in the world, there's a desk for the CIA. CIA is a criminal arm of the government.